Good morning, everybody. Welcome to week 9. We are in the last week of single digits, and that just indicates that we're getting ever closer to the end of the semester. I really hope that you are enjoying homecoming. Homecoming. Oh man, wow! It's Monday morning. I haven't had enough coffee. Homecoming is on my mind. I have 3 high school kids right now, and homecoming is all they're talking about. So it's not a surprise that I'm mixing up homecoming and homegoing, which I hope that you're liking. Such a powerful book. And this week you are about to read a couple of my absolute favorite chapters. So I really hope that you are finding this book meaningful. Every time I reread it when I teach it, I find new things and fall in love with the characters all over again. So I hope that that is true for you. Okay, let me go ahead and move into the module. Wow, do you ever have days where you just feel like it is definitely a Monday? I'm having one of those days. Um, so this week we're headed into deeper into homegoing. Um, we only have 2 weeks left of the reading, so you're going to see a little bit of a shift in kind of how Ya Jesse is framing the forward movement now, especially with the characters who are here in the States. And so you'll begin to kind of notice a little bit of a difference there. Um, yeah, I don't want to say too much more about that. But again, reading schedules here, the structure, by now you are well aware of the structure. This week, Abina H, and that's not a typo, Akua and Willie. All right, so Discord this week, again, just use that space to have dialogues about the book, about the characters, about what's meaningful for you. Um, for the assignment that you will be reading about next week, you'll find that going back into the Discords by chapter could be really helpful for you. And that's actually one of the main reasons why I started Discord in the first place, was because I wanted students to be able to go back and look at conversations that were broken down by character for this assignment that you're going to be working on coming out of the book. And there's no way for me to do that without it being just this really ugly, cumbersome discussion board in Canvas. And so that's really the main impetus behind using Discord, was what I wanted to do with homegoing. Okay, but this week we have 2 additional literary lenses. And again, those are just kind of spectacles that you put on and kind of look at the text in a different way. You do not have a writing response this week. You had one last week, so this week is just a literary lens. You'll have the last writing response due next week, but you do have a writing territory, and that's really basically it. This week, the focus is really on reading. It's on your writing territory and the literary lens. Now, if you decide, because it's kind of lighter in that sense, is that you don't have additional pieces of writing to work on this week. If you decide that you want to go ahead and finish the book, you want to read those last 4 chapters, you're welcome to do that. But like I said, please don't post on Discord quite yet. You can draft them and then you can just copy and paste over it. Again, the week is open to you here in Canvas. So if you want to go ahead and jump into week 10 and you want to try and get some of that work done, especially like if you don't have any midterm exams this week and maybe you know you have a midterm next week, by all means, try and get some work done early. You do have that available, that open to you and available to you. So I would encourage you, if you are really busy right now, or if you know you're going to be busy next week, kind of use your time wisely, kind of manage your time as much as you're able to. Yeah, and then next week, what we're going to do is we'll start talking a little bit about that end of unit assignment and what that will look like. It is not a full-blown essay, so don't worry about that. It's an assignment that's going to kind of be a little bit more focused in asking you to make some connections with the book. This week, student hours. I have student hours on Tuesday, same as usual, 10 to 12, Wednesday night, 7 to 8. There's only 1 hour on Thursday, but then Friday, I'm going to have a big open space from 10 to 2 if you want to pop in, talk about the book, if you have any questions, and that kind of thing. The last thing that I want to note, You may have seen, if you checked into the modules yesterday, then you may have seen that there was a page about revising the value of perspective essay. If you go into the modules now, you won't see that because I took it out. So I need to apologize. I think a lot of us have had a lot of life happening this semester. That has certainly been true for me. I ended up in Arizona last week, a little bit unexpectedly, for some family urgency, I'll call it. And I didn't get a chance to finish all of the essays from Unit 2. So I will be finishing those today. And then you will see that revising page show up in your modules probably tomorrow. The thing about revising is that it's not required, and I want you to kind of think about revising as just another part of the writing process, right? When we think about the writing process and sitting down to write an essay, really it's okay, brainstorming, organizing, drafting, revising, proofreading, editing, right? And then we're like, whew, got that off my plate and it's done now. But I would encourage you to think about revising and as part of that whole process. Um, I think students, generally speaking, don't like to revise. It's kind of a hassle, right? You don't want to go back and read what you wrote and think about, oh, I don't even know what I'm going to change, right? And so, revising an essay, when it comes to revising an essay, it's an opportunity for you not just to fix things, but to kind of learn about yourself and your own writing. Is it required? No. But many of you in your reflections noted areas where you're like, oh, I turned this in, but it's not great. So revising is an opportunity for you to go back and take another look at that and to maybe try again. Anyway, so the page so once I'm done with the rest of the essays today, that page will reappear in the modules, and then you'll have an opportunity to think about whether or not you want to revise. If you do decide you want to revise, the directions are on that page, exactly how you want to do it. The other thing that will pop up in the module is the check-in for writing number 2, because I do want you to go back in and kind of take a look at the feedback that I gave you and the feedback on the essay itself and on the reflection. Okay, all that's to say, we're in week 9, folks, and I'm going to get myself another cup of coffee because obviously I need one. And so I hope that wherever you are, you're doing well. And if there's anything I can do to help you, then as always, please don't hesitate to let me know. I hope you have a good week.